Saying goodbye is always tough, especially in the football world. We watched young stars turn into legends, and then they have to hang up their boots. Sometimes club heroes pack their bags and prepare for a new adventure. Other times it's goodbye forever. These are the most tear-jerking farewells of the 2023 and 2024 season. After many seasons of topsy-turvy drama, one of the biggest names in world football is set to put an end to a chapter in his career. PSG finally announced that their star player Kylian Mbappe will be leaving the French capital. While many goodbyes are shocking, Mbappe's departure was like the worst kept secret in football. We all saw it coming. After 2 seasons of flirting with the Spanish giants, Real Madrid, Mbappe finally said yes to his suitors in white, leaving PSG fans heartbroken. You bet PSG will miss him. After scoring 256 goals in 308 appearances, Kylian will create a goal-shaped hole in the hearts of PSG fans. Mbappe has boxed off his money, and his farewell was especially heart-melting. There were tears, fireworks, and a giant banner for Mbappe as the PSG faithful wished him the best ahead of his move. To cap things off, the Frenchman threw a party for about 250 people at a fancy Italian restaurant. We may not have snagged an invite, but we certainly will be showing up to watch Mbappe dazzle the world at Real Madrid. Next up on our list is the only manager who made the cut, and trust me, he's someone we all know. What do you get when you throw in heavy metal football to an atmosphere like Anfield? You get trophies. From the moment Jurgen Klopp was named Liverpool manager, we all knew it was a match made in heaven. What a ride it was. After 9 years of competing with the greatest sides in the Premier League and in Europe, Klopp won the Champions League, FA Cup, and Premier League. However, it came as a rude shock to us when Klopp made the announcement on the 26th of January 2024 that he would be bringing an end to his time at Liverpool by the end of the season. The reason? He was out of energy, a massive shocker for a man known for his passionate celebrations and energy. Sadly, there was no perfect fairy tale ending for Jurgen. Even though he led his boys to a League Cup final win over Chelsea, his side fell off in the Premier League title race, FA Cup, and Europa League. There were no party poopers at Klopp's farewell though. Anfield was full of life as Liverpool beat Wolves 2-0. Klopp's name was sung out loud, leaving his wife Ula in tears. The fans rose to their feet and cheered for Klopp as he performed his trademark fist pumps. Talk about an emotional send-off. The end of one cycle is the start of another, and Klopp ushered Liverpool into a new era by grabbing the mic and leading the chant for new manager Arne Slot. But some players have been legendary for so long that you think they could play on forever. Toni Kroos is one of those players. For over a decade, Real Madrid's number 8 has raised the standard for what it means to control the tempo as a midfielder, and when he suddenly notified the world of his retirement, it felt like a sucker punch. After winning 5 Champions Leagues and Club World Cup titles, 4 La Liga titles, and multiple domestic cups, Kroos figured it's time to say bye to us. They say it's best to leave when the ovation is loudest. Now is the perfect time for Toni because the applause is deafening. During his final league game for Real Madrid, the entire crowd gave him a standing ovation as his teammates surrounded him while he walked off. Kroos isn't really known for being somewhat emotional on the pitch, but you could tell he felt the emotion. By the time he got to his crying family on the bench, the tears rolled freely. Maybe we'll see him back as a manager someday. When Thiago Silva left PSG, he was already seen as old by many football fans. Very few players come to the Premier League at the age of 35 when everyone else thinks they're washed. However, Silva was built differently. He wouldn't back out of the challenge, and at this point, it is probably safe to say that the defender has aged like fine wine. Now 39, Silva has moved on from Stamford Bridge after winning the one trophy he wanted for so long, the UEFA Champions League, the perfect storybook ending. At the end of his final game for Chelsea, his speech was interrupted many times by chants of, "Ooh, Thiago Silva." The Brazilian fought back tears as he promised the Chelsea faithful that he'll be back someday. We're sure that Blue Bloods cannot wait to see Thiago once more. But hold up, that's not all for Silva's career just yet. he'll still be balling in Brazil with his old club, Fluminense. Imagine if Thiago Silva and Leonardo Bonucci were a center-back pairing. Not many strikers will have a chance against such a formidable partnership. Bonucci has decided to put an end to a career that spanned almost 2 decades. During those years, Bonucci showed the world what an elite-level defender looked like. His career path was a little dramatic though. After starting out at Inter Milan, Bonucci also played for rivals AC Milan for a short time. The time between playing for both clubs was interrupted by a long and trophy-heavy spell with Juventus. Bonucci's farewell game was at the last club he played for, Fenerbahce. Known for his passionate defending, Bonucci's goodbye lap in front of the energetic Fenerbahce crowd was super packed with adrenaline and good vibes. Does he have one of the best afros 21st century football has seen? Maybe, but no matter how you feel about marouane fellaini's hair, you can't deny that Fellaini was a baller in his heyday. He kicked off his career at Standard Liège, where he won the Belgian league title before moving to Everton. At Merseyside, Fellaini thrived under David Moyes, becoming so popular with fans that you couldn't swing a scarf on match day without hitting a Fellaini afro replica. His final chapter in England was with Manchester United, where he spent about 6 years and picked up a few titles along the way. What do you do when you've had a good career and added trophies to your cabinet? Most players go where the money is at. Fellaini switched to China, playing for Shandong Luneng, before finally deciding to wrap up a good career. He'll surely be missed. Before sweeper keepers and ball-playing goalies became a thing, being in goal meant one thing: keeping the ball out of the net. Joe Hart, he was a master at it. So good, in fact, that he shares the record for the most Golden Gloves with 4 honors. Hart's career kicked off back in 2003 with Shrewsbury Town, where he spent 3 years before becoming a legend at Manchester City. Though he had to hustle through a few loan stints, the most memorable was at Birmingham City, where he earned a nod for PFA Young Player of the Year and was crowned Premier League Goalkeeper of the Year. Although he was quite young, Hart was destined for greatness, but after all those great years at Manchester City, Hart fell out of favor upon the arrival of Pep Guardiola, and he became a journeyman with a couple of loan spells and short stints at several clubs. Hart decided it was time to hang up the gloves, and he did it while playing for Celtic. In his farewell game at Celtic, fans unfurled a Super Joe Hart banner and belted out praises for their shot stopper. A truly emotional day for the Englishman. He won a trophy with Celtic that day and led the fans in singing victory songs. Not a bad way to sign out for sure. Seems like only yesterday when Ryan Bertrand became the first player to make his Champions League debut in a final. It's been 12 years since then, and it's a really sick fact when you think of it. Seriously, where has all the time gone? It's gone as fast as Ryan could blitz up and down the left side of the pitch. Even though he didn't end his career at Chelsea, Bertrand had some good times at Southampton later on, before making the decision to retire after a spell at Leicester City, following multiple injuries. Not quite a happy ending, but Bertrand leaves football with his head held high, and a Champions League piece of history that might not be broken soon. We've reserved the last spot on our list for the most tragic of endings. The beloved Kevin Campbell tragically passed away on the 15th of June. During his illustrious playing career, Campbell left an indelible mark, notably at Arsenal, where he scored 60 goals in 224 appearances. His contributions included pivotal goals in Arsenal's 1993 and 94 European Cup Winners' Cup triumph. Campbell also played for Leyton Orient, Leicester City, Nottingham Forest, Everton, and a number of other clubs before his retirement in 2007. Post-retirement, he contributed to enrich the game as a pundit and commentator. His warmth, passion, and humility will be deeply missed by all who knew him and the countless lives he touched throughout his career and beyond. Rest in peace, Kevin Campbell. As we reflect on the emotional farewells of this season, we know that next season will bring its own roller coaster of moments, and we'll be right there for it. Here's to the beautiful game and all the emotions it brings.